Hi everybody, Phil Snyder with GunClassUtah.com. Hey, today I wanted to talk about the Utah Concealed Firearm Permit and associated Utah carry laws in our state. So if you want to go to a website called bci.utah.gov, and you'll see a section that says Concealed Firearm Permits, select that. And then if you want to select the tab that says States that honor the Utah permit, you should see a green and blue chart if you scroll down, and it'll tell you which states the permit allows carry into for both of those permits. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Utah Standard, the Provisional Firearm Permit, and constitutional carry law, as well as other Utah gun laws and carry laws. The only thing that the Utah Concealed Firearm Permit for the standard and provisionals allows you to do is just to carry a concealed firearm permit in your vehicle and in public. And that allows you to do that in states that have reciprocity agreement with Utah. You are subject, when you travel out of state with your firearm, you are subject to that state's laws while traveling, their use of force laws and their carry laws. They're all going to be different, and it's a great responsibility to know what those differences are in those states that you're traveling to. So the standard firearm permit, the one in green on the chart, is good. Those are issued to everybody that's over 21 years of age. Once that permit is issued, it's valid for 5 years. What's needed? You will need to take the 4-hour class from us. You will need a copy of your government-issued ID card, driver's license, or U.S. passport. You will need one fingerprint card, one passport style photo, and BCI will charge you $53.25 for a 5-year license if you're a Utah resident. If you're applying for the non-resident permit, that fee is $63.25. When it comes up for renewal at the end of the 5-year period, you can renew that not more than 90 days before it expires. And BCI should send renewal notices out in the mail. So keep your address on file with BCI, and you can either do that through email, or you can call them, or you can do that by mail to update your address. You keep that address on file and you'll get those renewal notices. You don't need to take any other classes as long as that permit has not expired for more than a year. If you let it expire for more than a year, then you have to start all over again. It takes a $20 renewal fee. You will need to watch a suicide prevention video, and that's a 7-minute video. You will need a new passport style photo, and we can do those renewals for you for a $15 photo charge. Just make an appointment with us. And the standard benefits allows you to conceal and open carry loaded firearms in public. It also allows you to carry loaded rifles and shotguns in your car with the permit. It also allows carry into K through 12 schools. Public colleges and universities are also allowed. And federal parks. For example, Yellowstone is a federal park. You would be able to do that subject to that state's laws that you're traveling through. The exception is buildings. No carry into buildings that are located into that federal park. Let's talk about the provisional firearm permit. This is issued to everybody that's between 18 and 20 years of age. The provisional permit expires on the 21st birthday. What is needed? It's the same items that are needed to apply for that initial provisional permit that the standard just required that I just read off. What's needed for a renewal of the provisional firearm permit? It's the same renewal as a standard permit, except a provisional will need to attach a copy of their provisional firearm permit attached to the application, and that shows BCI that they've already had the 4-hour class. And it's a $10 renewal fee, and they will fill out an application to switch to a standard firearm permit. and we can handle those provisionals, renewals as well. We just charge you $15 for that photograph. So make an appointment if you'd like us to do that for you. What are the provisional benefits for the 18 to 20-year-olds? Well, they're basically the same as the standard, except provisionals cannot carry in K through 12 schools. They can carry in public colleges and universities, but no child care facilities or preschools or the grounds. They can carry in the federal parks, and same condition, you just can't carry into those buildings located in the federal parks. Now let's talk about constitutional carry. May of 2021, Utah passed constitutional carry, and if you're over 21 and you're not restricted by federal or state law from possessing or owning a handgun, you can open or conceal carry a loaded firearm in public without having a concealed firearm permit. The restrictions on constitutional carry: you cannot carry within 1,000 feet of a school unless your home is located within that school zone or you are traveling in your vehicle. So basically it would just apply if you were going for a walk and you had your concealed or open carry firearm within 1,000 feet of a school and you didn't have that permit under constitutional carry. That would be a violation of federal law. Utah law has no restrictions carrying firearms. No permits are required to carry in your home, in your car, or somebody else's car that you have their permission, or businesses that you have exclusive control over. So the firearm permit just allows you a privilege of carrying in public places that we'd mentioned. Federal law under USC Title 922, you cannot carry onto Indian reservation land without permission from tribal leadership. And that's not driving down the freeway, but let's say that you exited the freeway to get gas and you wanted to go inside of a restaurant that was located on Indian reservation land, you would need permission from tribal leadership. Federal law also prohibits carry into any building that's owned or leased by the federal government. The post office, for example. We all know you can't carry a gun into a post office, but it's also illegal to leave that gun in your car to go into the post office if you're parked on the grounds. So the workaround, you could go park on the road right out in front of the post office that's owned by the state, or you could park into a neighboring private property parking lot, and that would be a way that you could do that so you weren't in violation of that law. Secured facilities. This is the first category of where you can and cannot carry. And signage is required in Utah for secured facilities. At least one sign is required to be placed in a prominent location at the entrance to that secured facility. Airports are secured facilities. Law enforcement buildings, courthouses, jails, and correctional facilities. Mental health facilities that are restricted areas. All of these areas, if they are restricted, there will be signs that are required. Now let's talk about the airport. The metal detectors, going beyond that, is secured area. You're not allowed to carry a concealed firearm, or any firearm for that matter, onto carry-on luggage onto the airplane. Utah does allow carry at the airports if you check the gun in your luggage, and you have to declare it at the ticket counter, and it gets checked to go under the belly of the plane. And the way that you do that is it needs to be in a hard-sided case, and it needs a TSA approved lock, which you can buy at any store, and it will say TSA approved. And the reason it needs to be TSA approved is because if there's a universal lock that TSA, it'll fit their key to where they can inspect those guns. The firearm has to be completely unloaded in the gun case, and the magazines need to be unloaded, and the bullets, if you're carrying with them, need to be in the box. And all of those can be in the gun case. And you would just need to put that lock on there, and you would declare that in your luggage. They're going to have you fill out a firearms declaration card, and then they're going to put that under the belly of the plane. They're going to alert the airport where your destination is that you have a firearm in your luggage. So it's also your responsibility to know when you're traveling, call ahead of time, and just verify that the airport where your destination is allows travel of firearms through luggage. It may not be in certain areas. Also, it's pretty common when you arrive at your destination, when you're traveling with a firearm in your luggage, they're going to intercept that suitcase, and so you may not see it on the carousel. And if you don't, they probably taken that, and they'll want you to go to the ticket counter to pick up your firearm that's in your luggage. Private businesses, okay, the movie theater, the restaurant, the gym, grocery store. Private businesses is what we're talking about here. In Utah, any business can declare their establishment gun-free. They're not required to post signs. They can if they want to, but even if they do, they're not enforceable by Utah law. However, it can turn into a trespassing situation if they notice that you're carrying a gun, and they can stop you at the door and they can deny entry into their business. I had one ticket I had to issue as a law enforcement officer. The guy was stopped at the door. I believe he was open carrying, and they told him he could not carry into the business, and he was very belligerent with them, and he just said, well, that's my right, and he proceeded into the store. Well, they called the police on that, and I issued a guy a citation for criminal trespass on there. So the best practice is just to smile and be nice if they stop you, and just explain you didn't know, and just either comply with what they're asking you to do, or you have another option of just taking your business elsewhere, and that's totally up to you what you want to do. Houses of worship and private residences. Any church can make their church gun-free if they want to, and there would be a penalty under Utah law. That would be an infraction. That would be similar to receiving like a traffic ticket or a seatbelt ticket, something like that. Those are very rare, but I know that in Utah, the LDS Church, Western Presbyterian, and Layton Presbyterian are the only churches that I'm aware of at this time that do not allow carry. And BCI on their website under Concealed Firearm Permits does have a section where you can check those churches that have listed their intent to keep guns out of those churches. Okay. Carrying while intoxicated in Utah is illegal, and that standard is 0.05 BAC, blood or breath alcohol concentration or higher. Same standard as a DUI. And also, if they could show impairment, maybe it wouldn't necessarily need to be a 0.05 BAC, but if they could prove impairment. There is a legal defense to carrying while intoxicated. If it's in your home, or if you're acting under lawful self-defense outside of your home under Utah Title 76-2-402, or if that gun is securely encased to where it's not readily available as if it was carried on your person. Utah has no ammunition restrictions. We can carry whatever ammunition we like, and they have no magazine restrictions. Some states do, like California. Also, there's no duty to inform a law enforcement officer that you're carrying. If they do a traffic stop or a pedestrian stop and you're armed, there's no duty to inform. However, I always recommend that you do. When you get your concealed firearm permit card, please, you could just carry it in your wallet under your driver's license. And if you are going to let them know, don't just blurt out, I have a gun when they walk up to your car, okay? That can go really bad really fast, okay? So, but just showing them a card when you're stopped by them is a really good way to do that. So you would preface it with, sir, I'm just giving you a heads up. I have a card, a license to carry. Sir, if you're curious, I am carrying a firearm today. Okay, well, the officer, he probably just thank you for letting them know. And, they might want to know where the gun is. If the gun's in your glove box, don't reach into the glove box and open the door, okay? Just that's going to make them nervous. Uh, so just some other tips. I was a patrol officer for about 17 years of my 30 years in law enforcement. Here's some other things that are good etiquette with officers. When you're stopped, pull over to the safest place you can. Have your hands up on the steering wheel where they can see your hands. Okay? Don't reach for any documents out of your glove box and wait until they approach you. If you can remember to roll your windows down and turn the car off. If it's dark, turn on your dome light inside. And if you do those things and you're polite and you're respectful to the officers, that's going to go a long way. You might even get a warning. Who knows? Anyway, I hope these tips were helpful. Please comment if you'd like me to do any other videos. I'm going to be putting out a number of these videos, and we're listening. So if you've got something that you'd like to me to do a video on, I'd be more happy to do that. Thanks for watching.